From home. Today we are live, we are celebrating, we are going to have such a fun show. The Shared News family has officially grown to 70,000 subscribers, and we are so excited. We want to thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to be celebrating that, and of course, we have all of the latest news for you all as well. Before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed, come join the party, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos or any future lives. It really is a party today. I am joined by the wonderful Avery Grooms, Gabby Ganta, and Gianna Gavalisi. You guys, we are going to have so much fun. For all of you tuning in, we have, of course, been staying on top of all things Bachelor Nation, and there are a lot of things to keep track of. But as we are all getting the hang of our new at-home normals, and Hollywood has figured out how to exist within COVID protocols, there is so much more going on in the world of entertainment, and we want to start bringing way more of that to all of you. So, if you're tuning in, we want to hear from you. What in the world of pop culture, celebrity, entertainment content are you guys excited about? What do you want to hear about? What do you want to learn more about? Let us know in the comments, because we, of course, want to keep bringing you guys the content that you want to see. I also just wanted to share with everyone, if you haven't yet, make sure you go follow Shared News on Twitter. I know a lot of us are Bachelor fans here. We live tweet every episode, so if you want to follow along with us, make sure you give us a follow there. And also, anytime we're live, like we are right now, you can actually tune in through Twitter as well, so it gives you some options. All right. You guys, let's dive into the news of it all, because, we're all fans of Bachelor here, and we do have a lot to talk about. Starting off with Mr. Matt James's season, we are so close to the end after such a roller coaster. I feel like the four of us have never had a chance to really talk about this all together, so I want to know what has been the most shocking moment so far in you guys' opinions, starting with you, Avery.
I mean, this season especially, there's been a lot of shockers within the season and with what's going on while watching the season. But I have to say, the most shocking thing for me was just to cope with the idea that Matt kisses with his eyes open. And I hate to come for him because, poor guy's been through a lot. But I thought it was just a little slip up, the first couple episodes. But up until this last one, he's still doing it. And I can't wrap my mind around that. But great guy. I just can't not get over that little thing. Why are your eyes open when you're kissing all these girls? I don't know. Kind of crazy to me.
I love that. What about you, Gabby?
That's true. That's so funny. He probably obviously didn't even notice that happening. You don't notice that happening until you're the Bachelor on
No.
a national TV show, right? So it's super funny. That's a great moment, Avery. I would have to say mine is Queen Victoria, because I mean, she was just a riot this season. We've had our share of Bachelor villains and drama-filled contestants, but she really takes the cake. I think in 20 years of seasons, there hasn't been anyone quite like Queen Victoria. So I was definitely on the ride every time she was taking up most of the television screen this season. But it was all good TV, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah. I don't know where we would be without Queen Victoria. I feel like we will be talking about her for seasons to come. What about you, Gianna?
I mean, definitely everything that Victoria said was just jaw on the ground. Did she really just say that? She was so outspoken. Everything was so shocking. I think my most shocking moment was the rumor that Brittany was an escort. There's been seasons where there's rumors throughout the house, secrets throughout the house, but that one really hit home for her. I mean, we just saw in the Women Tell All that it really impacted her life. She said when she went home, she couldn't even talk to her parents. She just had people looking at her differently, and it really took a toll on her personal life. So for women to really spread that rumor about her, it just was really sad to see them bringing her down, because she really didn't deserve that. And the fact that it's not even true was just crazy to me. And the fact that she had to go home and deal with that is just really sad. So that's what shocked me the most this season.
Yeah, I am with you guys. All of those moments were so shocking. And of course, we know there's been a lot of controversy, to put it lightly, a lot of shocking moments going on off screen as well. I know we've talked about this before, but of course, we're excited for that finale. We want to see what happens. We want to tie up the loose ends. But after the final rose is right around the corner. And I have to say, I am so excited to see how that plays out, how those conversations go. And in addition to kind of cleaning up all of the Matt James, Rachel, Chris Harrison stuff, we are supposedly getting a super crazy, exciting, shocking announcement regarding The Bachelorette. There have been rumors for a while now that Katie is going to be our Bachelorette. Reality Steve tweeted he's flip-flopped a little bit. Looks like ABC is flip-flopped, but from where we're standing right now, official word on the street is Katie is the next Bachelorette. She is going to be announced after the final rose. But Steve, after he announced that news was official, teased us with the fact that there was going to be some kind of twist, that he didn't have all the details yet. And it looks like we do know more now. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But first, I just want to know, you guys, are you excited about Katie? How do we think she'll do as a Bachelorette? Gabby?
I'm really excited about Katie. I think right from night one, she was so eccentric and had a really fun personality. And throughout the season, we've got to see pretty much all sides of her. She was fun and bubbly. She was serious with a lot of the girls and trying to squash the drama. She really had a connection with Matt. We saw during the Women Tell All that she thought they were going to go all the way, and she was really disappointed. And so we saw a softer side to her as well. So I think her being the Bachelorette is only going to amplify that, and we can get to know her even more. I personally would have loved to see someone like Bree maybe do it, or Abigail still. Those are like my other top contenders, but that doesn't mean we can't see them in Paradise or on another season of The Bachelorette.
Yeah, what about you, Gianna?
I'm so excited for her to be the next Bachelorette. I am praying that she brings that dildo back again, because that was absolutely hysterical. I was crying, laughing, and if we didn't see it, then that would be a huge surprise. I think although she's really out there, she has a great balance of being really mature as well. She wasn't taking other girls down. She was really nice, and I think that she's going to be great. And I hope that she can be a leader for women and allow women to really show their confidence. So I feel like everyone that's watching her can maybe learn something from her as a person. She has those sides of her that can be soft, that can be crazy, that can be real. And I think that she hopefully will find love as the next Bachelorette. So I'm excited to see how she does on this.
I'm so with you. What about
I
you, Avery?
completely agree with both of you guys. I feel like you said it all perfectly. We've seen a lot of her because she has a lot of sides, and I love that because it just makes her more relatable, and she keeps it real. She knows when to be serious. She knows when to be funny, and she's a girl's girl. She is supportive, stands up for things that matter, so we just love that. I don't have anything bad to say about Katie, and I feel like everyone will enjoy watching her. I have to say, I'm kind of bummed it's not also Brie. Just after that last episode, especially just watching her graceful exit, I was kind of like, I wish you were the Bachelorette, or I just want to see more of Brie as well. And like you said, Gabby, of course, Abigail. But it's hard when there's that many great choices, and I'm happy Katie gets this opportunity.
Yeah, I am totally with you for all the drama, all the chaos, all the toxic energy, that was in that house. By the end of it all, we did have some really, really incredible women. And I think, this is the perfect moment to get into this twist Steve has been teasing, because if the information he is putting out there right now is correct, this Bachelorette twist means that we are going to get to see a lot more of another one of those incredible ladies. Basically, it all boils down to we are going to be getting 2 seasons of The Bachelorette back to back. So instead of doing a season of The Bachelor right after Bachelor in Paradise, we are going to just be doing another round of The Bachelorette. Obviously, we know Katie is up next, but following her is going to be Michelle. Steve shared the full timeline of events, saying Katie will get her own full season that will begin taping in New Mexico in a few weeks. So, like, we've got the ball rolling. It feels very official. Things are going to get started. Then Bachelor in Paradise will film per usual in June at a location that has not been announced yet. And that will, of course, begin airing after Katie's season is done. Then Michelle's season will film sometime after Bachelor in Paradise. They're thinking most likely all of July and air later on in the fall. So really pretty crazy. I mean, he got into a lot of details there. That's kind of giving me the vibe that this is really official. As for why Michelle's season is going to be second and, the timing of it all, Steve said, quote, the reason is that Michelle did not want to leave her class again to start filming in a few weeks, meaning she'd miss most of the remainder of her school year. So she's getting her own season this summer when she's out of school. And this is that twist. And he says we will see it announced on After the Final Rose as well. So you guys, I love to trust Steve. I feel like every time he gets it wrong, I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal, whatever, because his track record is so good. So giving him the benefit of the doubt here, having 2 seasons on the horizon, having the women be Katie and Michelle, how are you guys feeling? What do you make of this, Gianna?
Fiona, I feel like I just had to take notes with that timeline. I just felt so confused. But if this is how it's going to go, then so be it. I mean, I'm excited to see a back-to-back season, as confused as I am. And I think it's much deserved. People weren't too happy with just Katie being the Bachelorette. They, especially after all of the controversy surrounding the franchise, they wanted to see, a woman of color. So the fact that we have Michelle is kind of giving us hope. Maybe they are moving in the right direction. Maybe they have given it some thought. I don't know how much I buy the fact that she didn't want to leave her class. I know how passionate she is about teaching and like she wants to stay with them, but I'm thinking that maybe ABC was just like, we don't know, so let's just put our confusion in a twist form and hope that people are happy with it. So I'm excited to see both of these women, especially Michelle, because I really love her. So I'm really looking forward to that season.
Yeah, what about you, Gabby?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I did not know this was coming, and it's certainly a twist. I mean, you would think after 20 years, the Bachelor producers are like, what else can we do that'll change things up? So getting rid of the Bachelor completely and doing 2 Bachelorettes, that's definitely one way to do it. So excited for Michelle. I think this does also explain why there was a period of time when it was like, it's Katie, and then, oh, maybe it's not Katie, because maybe they were in talks with Michelle, but then she didn't want to do it yet. So then, oh, okay, now it's Katie again, but then we're going to still use her. So it kind of makes sense with what everything was going on behind the scenes. But either way, love both of these women. We obviously had a great pool to choose from Matt's season. So, I mean, let's just give them all their own Bachelorette season.
What about you, Avery?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much to unpack here, and I want to know all the details and I want to have all the answers, but we don't. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's kind of a win-win situation. Like I said, there were so many great contenders, and Michelle was also one of those. So now I'm as equally as stoked to have her as the Bachelorette. And I feel like it's just way less problematic that way when the lead's a male. I don't know. It's a different vibe. A lot happens. I don't know if it's like the girl drama and stuff, but I just like it when it's a bunch of guys fighting for one girl. So 2 seasons of The Bachelorette, I'm there.
I am with you. That being said, though, what do we think this means for the next season of The Bachelor? Because Steve obviously gave us that very specific timeline, but there's no mention of The Bachelor in that. So are you guys interpreting this as, maybe we're skipping a season of The Bachelor, or do we think it's just going to be, you know, pushed back? Are we going to set the precedent? Like, is this going to become the new norm, 2 in a row? How long term do you think, you know, this is going to affect the flow of the season's airing? Avery?
I don't think this is like permanent. I think we're gonna have 2 seasons of The Bachelorette, and then it will go into The Bachelor or Paradise. I don't know why they're doing this. It could be just to please everyone. It could be like because they had so many great options, wanted to pick both. It could be for a lot of reasons. But I'm glad it's worked out this way because I don't know, had there been like 2 awesome contenders for The Bachelor, would they have done 2 back to back? I don't know, but all I know is there's 2 great girls, Katie and Michelle, and a lot of people would love to see both of them as The Bachelorette. So now we get to have that.
I think ABC
Where are
is
you,
going to
Gabby?
have so much. Yeah, I think ABC is going to have so much on their plate trying to do 3 seasons in just a few months. So I don't think there's a season of The Bachelor in there anywhere. The next one we'll probably be getting is after those 2 Bachelorette seasons. And I mean, when you think about it, we're going to fall in love with so many of the guys who didn't end up with The Bachelorette. So there is also, again, going to be an amazing pool of men to choose from for The Bachelor. So I feel like that's the route they're trying to go here.
Gianna?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the both of you. I think that people would be heartbroken if The Bachelor was just no more and unannounced. And it's great that we have 2 Bachelorette seasons, but I think that we'll see The Bachelor a little later down the line, considering how much is happening already. And it's like Gabby said, it definitely opens the door for more contestants for, even Bachelor in Paradise. We're going to see some stuff go down in The Bachelor and even further Bachelorette seasons because, we've seen contestants go from one thing to the next. I mean, as far as even 4 to 5 times trying their shot at love. So maybe we'll see a lot more familiar faces from this back-to-back Bachelorette season with the men. So who knows who we'll meet next?
Yeah, that's a really great point. I feel like they are kind of bending the rules. They're doing things differently. They're trying different things. And there certainly are so many faces that we are so invested in hoping that one day they find love. So lots of crazy news here, you guys. Obviously, we are waiting with so much anticipation for After the Final Rose at this point for so many reasons. Hopefully, Steve has got it right here and we're actually going to be getting those 2 seasons. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So I say, in the meantime, let's move on from Bachelor Nation. There is more happening in the world. Like this weekend, we are going to be having the 63rd annual Grammys hosted by Trevor Noah. I think it goes without saying, but the show is going to look and feel different than in the past. We are still living in these crazy COVID times. But, it's still music's biggest night. There's going to be lots of performances. There's going to be lots of awards. To name a few of the performers, we've got Cardi B, Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, Megan Thee Stallion, Harry Styles, Dua Lipa, Post Malone, Doja Cat. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They've got a really stacked show, that's for sure. There's a lot of really amazing talent signed on to do performances. I know they're basically going to be having a rotating stage setup. I think it's 4 stages, and they'll be cycling them in and out. So at the very least, we know we're going to get those familiar feelings of incredible Grammy performances. But with everything going on, right? With all the crazy times we're living in, with the fact that this is going to look different, are you guys going to be watching? Are you guys tuning into our live stream going to be watching? How are people feeling? Are we excited about awards season? I just feel like we need to do a check-in. Avery, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm excited because it's the Grammys. What is there not to be excited about? It only happens once a year. And I mean, the lineup is amazing, but honestly, I feel like there is kind of like less hype surrounding it this year. And that goes with like every award show just because things are so different and they have to be done in a different style and format. So I feel like people don't get as excited. It's not till Sunday, so maybe more hype will, as the days go on, will come. But I'm looking forward to it. I know it's a couple of these people that we mentioned debut at the Grammys, which is always super excited. And I don't know, I love a live performance. live. I don't know, watching it from my TV. I love a performance, so I'm here to see it all.
Me too. I have a love-hate relationship with the Grammys because it's obviously one of the best award shows because it's basically like a free concert, all these amazing artists. It breaks it up a lot, right? Because award season is fun and it's good to see the funny moments or bits, but like the Grammys is the best because there's a whole concert and a musical act to break up every single award. So that's why it's awesome. But otherwise, since I'm such a huge Ariana Grande fan, I kind of have a little bit of spite towards them after they kind of dissed on her, a few years ago. But and she's obviously not performing here, and I don't know if they're not inviting her back or if she's not trying to be there. It's some drama for the Arianators out there, but besides that point, there's a lot of other artists I'm excited to see. And I remember when we covered the Grammy nominations coming out, there were people like The Weeknd who were really snubbed. So I'm super interested to see who ends up winning these awards after finding out about the noms not too long ago.
Gianna.
Gabby, I am also a huge Ariana Grande fan, so I am right there
Thank
with you.
you.
I would love to see her on that stage performing, but I guess we'll just have to wait till concerts come back and she goes on tour again. So I'm a little salty, but it's fine. But that wasn't the only controversy surrounding the Grammys. We even had Zayn just tweet something along the lines of how he is not attending, he's not watching it. It's for people that send big gifts and it's corrupt. And like you said, Gabby, The Weeknd, a lot of artists were boycotting the Grammys. I mean, I'm also a huge Justin Bieber fan. He actually said that he was disappointed because his album Changes got nominated for a pop album when he just worked so hard on creating an R&B album. So he's like, the Grammys don't even know what's going on themselves. So he, along with many other artists, were not into it. But that being said, I'm still going to watch it. I want to know what happens. I need to see the drama. I need to see the performances. I need to see the outfits. I need to see everything that happens. And when it's award season, I watch no matter how corrupt it may be. So I will definitely be tuning in.
Yeah, I am with you guys. It's going to be really interesting, especially seeing all of these artists, having spoken out. Obviously, we know the performances are going to be incredible. It feels like watching the Grammys while also kind of scrolling through Twitter, doing, some research on how people are reacting. It's going to be one of those kind of awards nights, which will be so, so fun. Separate from the Grammys and sort of the news of it all, I know that we all have been consuming so much more content than usual just to be entertained at home. I'm sure all of you guys watching feel the same way. And I know that all of you have incredible taste in TV, movies, all that jazz. So I figured since we're doing kind of a different show tonight, we're just celebrating all things pop culture, all things entertainment, and of course our wonderful subscribers. Wanted to hear from you all what you've been watching. What are you loving lately? I feel like we should share some tips and tricks in case I feel like I've run out of things to watch on Netflix. So I need all the advice I can get. Avery, what have you been loving?
I love TikTok and I spend way too much time on there. So if I'm not on there and I'm watching like Netflix or something, I became obsessed with the show Pose. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I watched season 1. I binged like season 1 through 2 3 times in a row just because it's one of those shows like the costumes, the plot, the drama, the setting, the truth to it. It's just so much substance and it's so good. I really recommend that. But I feel you, Fiona. I'm at the point where I'm like, I feel like I've watched everything. I need more. Just watched Bridgerton. That was great. Not really like my style, but I don't know. I'm at the point where I can't focus when I'm watching something new if it doesn't like grab my attention within the first like 20 minutes. So now I'm going back watching all like my old favorites.
All right. What about you, Gabby?
For me, I've been watching Selling Sunset lately, and I know I'm like late to the party on that, but I was just like never interested, and then I started watching it, and it's a lot of catty girl drama, everyone who's seen it knows about that, but the houses are just insane. Like that's what keeps me watching, and just these girls are kind of crazy, but I can't stop watching, you know? So that's what I'm obsessing with and binging right now. Other than that, I loved the Britney Spears documentary on Hulu. Like, I almost haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I watched. I have always been a Britney Spears fan. I had no idea all this stuff was going on. Obviously, you know, I was super young when she was big. So, and now I can understand a little bit more of the behind the scenes of all that. But wow, that was amazing. So if you haven't watched that, definitely need to do that.
So good.
I'm so with you. And also, Gabby, good news. I saw on Christelle's Instagram, Selling Sunset, 2 more seasons coming at you. So you've got a lot to look forward to there. Gianna, what have you been watching?
I've actually also just watched the Britney documentary, and I am very passionate about the Free Britney movement, so that's huge. If you look at my Netflix right now, at this current moment, my recently watched binge cycle was iCarly, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, because I did not know what else to watch like you, Fiona. So I was like, guess what? I'm watching iCarly. Needed a little bit of that childlike humor and nostalgia in my life. But in terms of new shows, again, you know, better late than never, but I just started watching Schitt's Creek after hearing so much about it. I don't know why I didn't get into it earlier, but it just has me on the floor. Like, it is so funny. Like, Moira's a queen. Like, I just love all of the characters. So I'm currently halfway through that and continuing to make my way through binging that as well. So, and also, if you guys have any new shows, please let me know so I can stop watching iCarly.
Okay, well, I was late to the Schitt's Creek party too, so I'm with you. So good. I'm holding off because I don't want to watch the final episode. I am late to the party, HBO's Succession. I'm like 3 episodes into that, fully obsessed. Kind of was looking for something a little darker, a little more intense after rewatching Gilmore Girls for the 3,000th time. But that being said, I know Avery, you mentioned going back to old favorites. Gianna, you're in iCarly. I am one of those people who rewatches Friends like, oh, I just finished it, better go back to episode 1. Like, it's just always on in the background. What are those shows for you guys? I feel like I hear a lot of Parks and Rec being rewatched, a lot of The Office. Like, what's your go-to comfort, nostalgic, I don't want to think, I just want something on that makes me feel good show? Avery?
Okay, if it's I don't want to think and like I want to have something on as background, I usually then resort to YouTube and I go down like the whole YouTube rabbit hole. And lately I've been watching like a lot of vlogs, just, you know, the YouTube culture type stuff. That's great background. And like I've been into a lot of podcasts lately. And you know, my girl Trisha Paytas, like she's my go-to to have on the background. I'm just cleaning my room, like, and she's eating Taco Bell or something. It's just different content. But when you said like, I don't want to think, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, let's put on something that requires 0 brain cells. So I go to YouTube for that.
Mine would have to be New Girl. That's one of my favorite shows. I've probably watched all of it, like the whole season 3 or 4 times, and I'll just, you know, tune into whatever episodes like queued up next and just have it on in the background. So besides Friends, that's another one, but I think New Girl is my top pick.
Gianna?
You guys sound like you have nice, peaceful shows to watch, and you're probably going to wonder what's wrong with me. My go-to rewatch show is American Horror Story. I have seen every single season at least 5 times. I'm not exaggerating. I don't know why. I think I'm just like a very thrill-seeking type of person, and I live off of adrenaline. So even when I'm trying to relax, like that's my relaxation. I love just being on my toes. I love being scared. It really doesn't even scare me that much. And you know, I have my favorite seasons, and like I love Evan Peters, and I love all of the actors and actresses involved. So that is just my absolute favorite show. And it's filming in Boston right now, which is where I'm at. So that's pretty exciting.
Ooh. All right. Well, I'm totally with you. I get it. Sometimes you want something that's just like a little more intense. I totally get you. Okay, this is kind of a personal bone I have to pick with Disney Plus and the boom of so many reboots, because I was so thrilled to hear about the Lizzie McGuire reboot. Literally brought me so much joy. It was like one of those things that we all were looking forward to, and then they just pulled the plug. So I was really excited about that reboot, but I know that this is like such a common thing right now. It feels like there are so many in progress. There's constantly a new one being announced. Gianna, iCarly, coming back just for you. So I'm just curious, are there any reboots that you have been like, ugh, we don't need this, too many? Or on the flip side, is there anything that you're like, how has this not been rebooted yet? I want more. Because for me, if they would just give me Lizzie McGuire, I would be all in on this reboot move. But they removed that from my life, so I'm feeling a little salty currently. Avery, how are you feeling?
I'm so with you about the Lizzie McGuire, and you saying that right there is, I did not know they were going back on that. I thought it was coming, so I was all excited about that. I was actually just talking about how excited I am for that, and I did not know that it was being pulled. Why would they do that? I need to know why, because like that was a crucial part of my childhood, and like talk about being nostalgic. I need that in my life right now. I just need Lizzie McGuire. So that's really disappointing. I was going to say if I had to pick a show or the Lizzie McGuire movie, it would be all that, but I guess it's not happening. So I don't know other than that. That's really disappointing. Wow.
I'm so sorry to have had to have ruined your day with that. We'll text afterwards. I'll give you all the tea. Gabby, what about you?
I'm looking forward to that Cruella movie that's coming out with Disney, because it's like a live action of the animated show, which I really liked. I think Cruella is like one of the coolest Disney villains, and Emma Stone, like, she can do no wrong. So really excited for that one. I think we did a whole video breaking down the trailer. And otherwise, I think the Friends reunion, right? So that's not really a reboot, but they're doing a reunion special, or maybe they're not doing it. I keep hearing conflicted reports about that as well. So hopefully, because I'm such a Friends lover and it's just a classic, so I'd love to see that one as well if they can work things out and figure out how to film with everybody together.
Gianna?
I'm so glad that we're all on the same page about the Lizzie McGuire reboot. I was heartbroken and devastated when I heard that they weren't doing it. Avery's like, I could cry right now. I'm feeling the same way. Like,
What are they doing?
Really upsetting. I don't know why they're not doing it, but I guess for reboots, I mean, instead of a reboot, I'm gonna go ahead and say the sequel that I've been dreaming of. Pixar, this one's for you. I need an Inside Out 2. I don't know if you guys have seen Inside Out. It's my favorite Pixar movie. I know it's one of the newer ones, but it is absolutely amazing. I need to see Riley as a girl in her mid-20s that's graduating college in the middle of the pandemic type of thing, you know? Because I can't do this. I need a movie. I need something to get me through this.
Yeah.
So maybe the coronavirus will be an Inside Out too, and we'll have anger, like all angry over here, and like what's nervous anxiousness is like, oh my God, am I gonna get corona? Like, it would be so realistic and up with the time. So I really think Pixar should hop on that right now.
Well, I really hope someone at Disney Plus is tuning in. Maybe they just happen to be here. And if someone from Pixar could also just maybe happen to be here, then let's talk, you guys. We have some ideas. We have some bones to pick. We want answers. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, another silver lining to these crazy COVID times, to 2020 especially, was all of you guys coming in, joining our shared family, joining these crazy news life at home times. And since we are celebrating our incredible subscribers, I feel like it would also be a great chance to just let everyone at home watching get to know you guys better, because I've gotten to know you pretty well, but I feel like it's a good moment to just kind of share with the people, since we're all one big family here. So Avery, I'm just gonna let you kick us off here. Tell people just, I don't know, something they don't know about you.
Okay, well, I feel like the past 6 months, or okay, I guess it's been a year, have been the most like unorganized and scattered than they ever have been in my whole entire life. So in May, I graduated from college at University of Arizona, and then I moved home for like 2 months, and then I moved to West Hollywood, and then I moved back home, and then I just moved back here again. So I just feel like the past like couple months of my life have been a lot of just moving back and forth trying to get settled, and now I finally feel like I'm kind of settled. But that being said, like when a question like this comes up, I haven't been doing anything like that crazy or interesting lately. I recently took up painting as a new hobby, just like for something different. But other than that, like, you know, I'm just like doing stuff like this, working and watching content, making content. I sound so uninteresting, and I'm usually not. I've just been a scattered mess the past 6 months, so I'm just gonna be open about that.
You absolutely kill me. You are incredible. I love it. Painting. Avery, I want to see some of your artwork in the future. Gabby, what about you?
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, Avery. That is completely relatable for all of us. Let's see, fun facts. I grew up performing in theater since I was like 10 years old or even younger. So, and then I did a few professional shows in college as well. So, that was fun. I love musical theater, live theater. I am dying to go to a show. It's been so long, obviously, with COVID, that hasn't been possible. So, as soon as I can, you know, I'm going to go to a Broadway show as soon as possible. With that, I actually taught myself how to tap dance back in my theater days. So that's always kind of the go-to fun fact that I share.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. Teaching yourself how to tap dance. My God, I'm like having flashbacks of the one tap class I took and like absolutely failed at. So props to you. What about you, Gianna?
Well, Gabby, I was a tap dancer for a majority of my life, so I give you all the credit in the world that you taught yourself. That's crazy.
Oh,
Um,
amazing.
Yeah. As for me, I just graduated from Chapman University with a major in broadcast journalism amid the pandemic. So I was really nervous to enter the real world. I was ready to move to California, but got sent back home to Boston, which is where I'm at now. And I'm actually a freelance reporter for a media company over here called Dirty Water TV, where we highlight all the fun entertainment, events, nightlife around the city. Because of COVID, it's very slow, so you'll just see me going into restaurants and eating food. I'm kind of like a Guy Fieri right now. I just eat my way through Boston and review all the food. So that's fun. And when I'm not doing that, I am recording my own podcast and making TikToks. Those are my little hobbies that I have currently. And now I'm with you guys, thankfully. So excited to be a part of the team.
I love it. Yes, Gianna is the newest member of the shared family. I think we all have been, turning to TikTok for some comedy relief. And also, I think every single one of you I've seen some fun TikToks from. So love to see that as well. You guys, this has been so much fun. I absolutely love just hearing more from you all because I know we're all experts on Bachelor Nation, right? I know we all love to talk pop culture, but now I know Avery is painter. We've got some tap dancers. Okay. We've got the Guy Fieri of Boston with us. So good to know about all of you as well. You guys, I just want to reiterate, we are so thankful to have 70,000 of you along with us on this journey. We have been having so much fun, even just reporting to you all from our bedrooms. As I mentioned earlier, if you haven't yet, be sure to let us know in the comments what types of videos you guys want to see more of because we want to create content that you want to see. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter because we will be live tweeting all of the fun stuff as Bachelor episodes air. On that note, you guys, that is everything we have to share with you today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos or any future lives. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the whole squad today: Avery Grooms, Gabby Ganta, and Gianna Gravelisi. If you want to come say hi, you can check us out on our socials. I think the handles should be on the screen right now. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.